Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sydney, Australia, or perhaps I should say St. Peter's, Sydney, Australia. It's like a little tiny suburb just outside the city limits, and it's near the airport, and that's perhaps one of the reasons I've chose to stay here. Maybe the other reason was because in my hotel I get free breakfast because I got status. How stupid I was. Anyway, I'll tell you why. I just checked into the hotel a little while ago, or 5 hours ago. I have got my head down because I was absolutely knackered, hadn't slept from the night before, but it is the worst hotel I've ever stayed in with this name brand. A week ago, I was in Cambodia and I stayed in a hotel which I said was the best budget hotel in the world. It cost me £16 a night. Check that video out. It was unbelievable. I'm staying in the same name brand over here. And again, the reason why I chose this hotel, I wouldn't normally stay in an Ibis Budget, that's the name of it, but they offered me points and all the perks that go with it, like a free drink and everything. I've already had my free drink. It's a little tiny bottle of Perrier water. So anyway, let me show you the room. I've got to admit, I've already slept in the bed, so the bed might be a little bit ruffled, but let me show you everything else. I am not to blame for anything else. Hey, can I get some toilet paper, please? I noticed there's hardly any toilet paper in my room. Sorry to bother you. What's your name anyway?
Nahi.
Natty. Nice to meet you. Have you worked here long?
I'm working here since 23.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Nice hotel?
Nice.
Okay, cool. Cheers, thanks mate.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's actually up these stairs. There are no lift. Okay, I got my toilet paper because I hardly had any in the room, I noticed. Now that same guy, I asked some questions earlier about the breakfast, and when he was replying to me what time the breakfast is from, he was scratching his bum. I have never had anyone ever do that to me ever in my life before. Hey buddy, how's it going?
How's it going, buddy? All right.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, 3:17. All right. This is the lovely toilet I was telling you about, and I'm being a bit sarcastic, but you can't perhaps you can't notice it as much now, but it has so much stains on the walls. The floors are filthy. The fridge is dirty. That's that bottle of water they gave me. There's some milk to go with the coffee. They have not cleaned that fridge in God knows how long. Disgusting. Basic sink. Couple of towels. The towels look white, which is good. And the view outside is a McDonald's. I mean, look at it. That's disgusting. Yuck. My God. I've slept in barns in the military that are cleaner than that. This is a dump. Cleanliness costs nothing. And the Ibis is a well-known brand. They have totally let themselves down. I stayed in the likes of France, Scotland, England, Andorra, Panama City, many other countries, okay? And this by far is the worst one I've ever stayed in. Okay, you can't even get a bus into town. That's got nothing to do with the hotel. That's more the location. The location, I googled it before I come here, and I just googled safety. It's supposedly a safe area. That's very nice, but you can't really get a bus into town, or you get a bus into town but they stop running at 10 o'clock. What's the point of that? It's Saturday night. Jesus, I made a mistake staying here. Anyway, it is what it is, and you get what you pay for. Sometimes you get a little bit more than what you pay for, like I did in Cambodia. But over here, Jesus Christ, excuse my language, I wouldn't even pay. It's not even worth the £52 a night I am paying for this room. So it does have air conditioning, it does work, but it doesn't work very good. Fortunately, it is winter time, so it's not needed as much as you would need it in the summer. So when I say you can't really see it now, or you can't really notice it now, the stains, what I mean is, like, when the daylight comes in, you notice it even more. But even now in the night time, it's still a very, very filthy hotel. And there is like a little stool thing, and I actually, another room was open and it was unoccupied when the maids were cleaning, and I actually replaced that one with the one that was originally in my room, because the one that was originally in my room, oh my God, I couldn't even look at it. It was so filthy with stains. They just really, really need a deep clean. Or, I'm totally into recycling and old things and whatever, but maybe this hotel just needs to be bulldozed to the ground and they need to start again. It's just, oh my Lord, it is bad. So I'm trying not to drink tonight because I was in Malaysia, Vietnam and Cambodia all this last week, and I partied absolutely very, very hard every single night. But anyway, so I thought I'd take a walk, maybe get a bite to eat. They've got a Burger King and a McDonald's and a Kentucky Fried Chicken in this neighbourhood. The Kentucky Fried Chicken and the McDonald's is right next to me. And it does attract a little bit of riffraff from what I've seen. Anyway, look, there is a little pub here. Maybe I will have a beer. Just see what's going on. Right, gents.
Right, yeah. Hey, right, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. How are you? There's no bartender at the actual bar. He's probably gone to the restroom or somewhere. And maybe that's a sign I need to hold off a little bit and not drink tonight. I need to have a complete 24-hour dry out, because I've just been way overdoing it. So I'll say, even though it's a small town, they do have a few takeaway spots. That place looks like it's a takeaway coffee place. And there is the Burger King, or over here they call it Hungry Jack's. The McDonald's was absolutely rammed with people, but over here it looks a lot quieter. Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yourself? Can I get a couple of snack wraps? Can I get the chicken tender snack wrap and the other one? Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
Me?
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, okay. I haven't been there yet, but I was in India a couple of months ago. I will get to Nepal. So my whole life I always wanted to go to Australia, and I finally made it to this beautiful continent a couple of years ago. On my very first night it was raining, pissing it down with rain, and I didn't do much. That was a couple of years ago. And tonight, my first night back, it's Burger King, Netflix, a little bit of YouTube, and staying in my gringy hotel, trying to catch up on a few little Z's. See you guys in the morning. Good morning, and this is the view from the office, otherwise my hotel window, and it is the Mickey D's drive-through. The actual sunrise and the sunset is not too bad. One of the few things I can compliment the hotel for. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to go for a run and then I'll show you what the breakfast is like. So here is the breakfast. There's like a little pancake machine where you just put your plate there and the pancakes come out. And there's a little bit of chocolate spread, couple of little muffins, some bread, some juice, and I think there's cereal over there. And I got to tell you, that breakfast was not worth getting out of bed for, but I couldn't sleep anyway. Pretty cool though, the birds though. Alright, I'm going to go for a little run and I'll be back. So it's quite a few hours later in the afternoon and I thought I'd just take a little walk, maybe get a train into Sydney Central. Okay, so this is another reason I think this is the worst bloody hotel in the whole of Sydney. The person on reception, whether it's male or female, leave every night at 10 p.m. Then it's not manned again till about 6 a.m. or 6:30 in the morning, just before breakfast to do their little bits and pieces. I think that's disgraceful. Anybody can come in and out of those doors. There's no special key to let you in and out of those doors. The doors just open for anyone. And last night there was somebody sleeping on the couch, there was another guy outside, and you know, I think from a safety point of view it's terrible, especially if you're a single lady. And from another point of view, perhaps not safety, but just say you lose your keys and you need to get into your room. It's just tough crap, isn't it? You won't be able to do anything. It's outrageous. Just say you need extra toilet paper, an extra pillow, or I like to get whatever it is. There's no proper customer, there really isn't any customer service between those hours. Absolutely disgraceful this day and age. Safety should always come first, especially for ladies, okay? And especially with a branded hotel like the Ibis. So I know I might sound like I've been bitching and whining a lot, like a typical whinging pommy, but I'm so grateful to be back here. I love Australia. God's country. Absolutely love it. So it's 10:30 at night, just to prove the door just opens without a card. So ladies and gents, this is my last day in Sydney, and it was always a dream of mine to one day go to Bondi Beach. And fortunately today I am there. I've also, while I'm here, I'm at a spot that was significantly in the news a few months ago, and I would love to show my respect to these people. I'm sorry that I've gone off topic a little bit about the worst hotel in Sydney. I just want to show my respects while I'm here. This is where I guess a group of them were standing and they got shot down by the assassin. May they rest in peace. Amen. And up there is the bridge where the assassin stood. And finally, I'm on the bridge where the assassin probably stood. Assassins, I should say. And there's a nice little memorial for them over there. And if you're not Jewish, this may sound a little bit weird, but from my understanding, when somebody passes away, you say the words, "I wish them a long life." When you say that to their family members, so I say that now to them. Okay, so going back to why my hotel is the worst one in Sydney, or I believe it is. Here's another thing wrong with it, okay? You can hear everything. And when I say you can hear everything, I mean everything.
Gravy, mushroom, pepper, or red wine jus.
And what?
Red wine jus.
I'll try the red wine jus.
Yeah.
That sounds a bit racist. I've just come from the Bondi Park thing.
JUS. That's how it's spelled.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I like it. I like it that you get my weird British sense of humour.
It's pretty similar to the Aussie.
So I'm staying in that hotel over there. Have you ever heard any? I think it's the worst hotel in Australia. Well, at least in Sydney. Have you ever heard any people complain about it?
Where is it?
The Ibis.
I haven't heard great things about Ibis. You should have stayed here.
I will stay here next time. I promise you. If I do, you know. Oh my God, that was shite. You've heard crap things about it as well.
From what I know, it's mostly like student accommodation.
Student.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw no
like a tiny room.
I saw, well, it's not tiny rooms. It's just dirty, filthy rooms. You know?
And they're expensive as well.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're not cheap at all. Anyway, thank you so much. I will pay you now. So I'd like to point out, okay, that the positive things about that hotel were some of the staff, the ladies that worked there. The lady that worked in the daytime, she let me charge her, you know, and cleaning staff, they were nice. They're limited to what they can do. There's only so much you can do if you're a cleaner. You probably get allocated 10 or 15 minutes for a room. But anyway, guys, I'm off to my 75th country. All right, so 75th United Nations country, if you exclude countries like Wales and Scotland and just go with what the United Nations calls countries, I'm off to my 75th different one, and that is New Zealand. I never planned it that way, but I think it's bloody brilliant that for my 75th country it happens to be New Zealand, because it's a country I always wanted to go to. So, cheers to that. I'm actually in the Qantas first class lounge now. But anyway, guys, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you all on the next journey. I almost lost my train of thought there. Must be the old age. But I'm only a working class person enjoying the perks of these lounges and everything, because I got status and I have done travel hacks, and anytime I can I will share those travel hacks with you.